Ladies and gentlemen, we have gone through the whole announced Black Ops 4 season, all the way from 9 Voyage Despair and Blood of the Dead, all the way to Tagged Uncertain. So this is the time where I can do an honest review of Black Ops 4 Zombies, also talk about the feedback I'd give, honest opinions, and what I'd like to see in Black Ops 5 Zombies. I want to say this now, this isn't a shitpost. If you're here to shitpost, then just get out, essentially. This is just honestly what I want to say to Treyarch if they see this video, which I doubt, because I'm just one guy on the internet's opinion. So you can just throw it away, you know, I'm one out of billions and trillions and bazillions of people. Okay, not bazillions, but you get the drift. Anyways, guys, let's just start off with just an honest opinion. I think if you take all of the Black Ops 4 Zombies maps and put them to BO3 Zombies, they would be worshipped. They would be worshipped like DE, GK, Rev, and all them. Where I do feel like they go wrong is, of course, where these reviews come from. So we'll start off with what happened at launch. So we launched the game, or Treyarch launched the game, should I add, and the point system changed, the perks changed. We had 150 health, there was one-hit tigers, and there were also blue screens, as you know, blue screens. That was the main thing at launch. So I don't think like the game was horrendously bad. I do feel like one major problem was, of course, the blue screens. Because, of course, why would people play a game where it could just essentially crash? I remember I was hopping onto multiplayer in Blackout after a crash because I just needed to relax and have something which I know would, you know, not crash, essentially. Blackout multiplayer did have their own problems, but meeting those problems were very rare, essentially. I doubt that there's anyone in the whole Zombies community that hasn't had a blue screen once. They were very, very common. I haven't had a blue screen in Tagged Uncertain, but I know people have. I've never had a blue screen on any of the DLC maps, which is really nice, but I know they were still there. Now, we go to the point system. So we come into the game, people were like, what's this new point system? You know, I knife a zombie, I get 40 points instead of like 10. And I feel like this wasn't horrendously bad. Yes, it's not good for, you know, high rounds, things like that. You stab a zombie, you know, you get 40 points instead of 10, which is nice. But I feel like I feel like the new point system in early game is a big advantage, essentially, over the old system. I feel like when you go to the high rounds and things like that, this system is a lot worse. I agree with that. Early game, it makes the game easier. But I don't feel like it was necessary at all. It wasn't broken. I don't think it was bad how it was before. Yes, I can see the balancing they wanted to do for it, but not necessarily everything needs balancing to have fun. And that's the whole thing with Zombies. Zombies was always about being a soldier who had basically a pistol which took like 8 bullets to kill. Yeah, I know it's less than 8 bullets. I just can't remember off the top of my head the amount you need to shoot. It's been so long since I played them games. And then you might knife, you know, just get extra points. You know, it was a good way to point build was like shoot the zombie in the leg and then knife. So it was a bit more tactical. But you felt weak. You always felt weak at the start of every game. And then you'd build up, you know, you'd go get your perks, you know, Jug would be very important. Everyone would buy Jug. Everyone would buy Quick 5 in solo as well. Whereas now, I feel like I can survive without any perks, just as easy as I could with all 4 perks in Black Ops 4. I feel like one big issue, especially with BO4 Zombies, is that I already feel like a super soldier. You know, I have this Staff of Ra in Chaos, you know, I can revive people from long distances, I can literally have a one-hit weapon pretty much straight away. Yes, it has a charge, but I've got a one-hit weapon. Ray fires, boom, throw on the ground, overpowered equipment already. Do you know, I already feel like an overpowered soldier. I could start with the Mog if I wanted to. I could start with a Strife, which one knives till round 6, I think, or round 5. And yeah, you know, I already felt strong. You know, the only way to get stronger would be to get a healing salve out of the box. You know, that's about it. And that's a major issue. I feel like if you made us always start of the Welling and maybe had the old point system. Maybe, I think one thing that they could have done is Chaos had all the new stuff, you know, the new perk layout, the new points and all that, and test it against the Aether Story. Aether Story can have Jug, Double Tap, Speed Cola, all them, and work it out from there. Now, yeah, you could do, you know, a way to get special weapons like Ragnaroks and do them quest sort of stuff as well. Because I think ultimately, if you think about it, we have one less possible side Easter egg per DLC now. Because you start with specialist weapons, whereas in Black Ops 3, you had to do a side Easter egg to get the... Actually, I think you need to do it for the main Easter egg as well, to be fair. So you can't really call it side, but you can do it on the side if you're doing high rounds and stuff. The Skull and Sapway in ZNS. In GK, you can get the Dragon. You know, all them. DE, you can get Ragnaroks. You know, all these were pretty much used for the main Easter egg as well. But it had more replayability for the high rounds as well. Now, if you wanted to casually play as well, you know, I could casually play and go, oh, I really need to get the Dragon to have a lot more fun. You know, I can get the Dragon and have a lot more fun. When you just put everything in the box, I haven't done, for example, half the Wonder Weapon quests in this game because one big reason, I can just get it out of the box. You know, it's simple enough. Yes, Magma Gat and Acid Gat, I've done them because I have to do them to get it. You know, the upgrades of the Raygun Max 2, I had to do that. But to get the quest to do, you know, the Tundra Gun, I haven't done. To do the quest to get the Thunder Gun, never done. To do the quest to get the Wonder Waff, never done. Big reason, box. You know, people always talk about these Easter eggs, weapons should be in the box to increase casual play. I don't agree with that. And that's just because only that's one less Easter egg to do. You know, yes, it's there, but why would I do it when I can just get out of the box? Maybe if you do it once, it's in the box forever. I'm happy with that. You know, it lowers your box look, but hey, you've got it there. Another big issue is just weapon balancing in general. Healing and Salva was just so overpowered. I'm surprised it's never ever got nerfed. If you just picked up the Healing and Salva and the PhD, I think you could just easily get to around 100. You know, especially on Dead of the Night, because you have pretty much unlimited ammo in Dead of the Night. I'm pretty sure you could probably even just stand by the crafting table and just shoot at your feet. Or pretty much do that. You probably can. I've never tested it. Never really watched anyone do it because that's not fun to watch. You know, it's simple as that. Now, let's go to the perk system, talk about that more in general. Again, like I've said before, I don't feel like any of the perks feel overpowered. They all feel really balanced, but overall that just means that, hey, I don't really need to buy, you know, half of these perks. You know, even if I select them in the game, I don't really need them to survive. I can survive without them, fine. You know, maybe I pick up Dying Wish, just give me an extra down essentially, or extra few downs. Maybe I buy Winter's Wail, and that's about it. After that, I don't think there's any more viable perks. Maybe Bandolier Bandits get a bit more armor, but then again, it's not overpowered. You know, I already feel like a super soldier. I cannot progress further as a super soldier in BO4 Zombies. So I feel like you take maybe the specialist weapons, bring them to side Easter eggs. That'd be nice, I think, for BO5. I think with perks, I don't mind how I don't mind the perks in BO4. I just kind of wish that there was more than 4 in a map, if you get what I mean. Let's say they do 8 perk machines in every map. So I think there's like 13 perks right now. They put 8 in the map, and then the other 5, maybe you can earn like a perkaholic, which gives you them other 5. So you can get 13 in a game, but you have to, you know, do the side Easter egg and make it a bit difficult, because of course you don't want it found before the main Easter egg. I feel like that'd be nicer, especially because I've always said this: if I play Voyage Despair, I kind of need to know what role I'm playing, because there's no point me picking up the Kraken and having maybe Deadshot there if I have dead shot and I'm using the Kraken, it's pointless, you know, and I can't change it out. I have to just have a rule essentially. So I might go, am I going to be the guy getting the Kraken? And then I won't use the dead shot, and then whoever gets the Kraken knifes the box, and I have to get there, pick it up. And that just feels like they're going for a more role-based game, where I feel like Zombies was never a role-based game. I feel like, you know, whoever's going to get the Kraken, they are going to go, oh, you're the guy with the Kraken, knife, give it to you. Yes, it'd be nice. It's nice that you can do that. But they're just going to pick up the Kraken and use it, even if they have dead shot. You know, there's no really good way to efficiently do perks right now. Because unless you do the role thing, unless you use Secret Source, of course, but then you're going through RNG luck, essentially, to get the thing you want. And I just don't like it. There should never be like an RNG perk system, I don't think. Unless, you know, there's so many perks where you have to do that. So maybe like a Wonderwaff machine. Not Wonderwaff machine. What's it called? A Wonder Spear. I can't remember the name of that gosh darn thing. But overall, I just kind of like the new perk system. But it's not the perks in general. Yes, I'd like more overpowered perks just to make me more of a super soldier, but that only comes in line with is when you make the weapons slightly weaker and you also make the health slightly weaker to start off with. Because I think Jug would have actually worked well in this game. Do you know, if you started 150 health, do you know, like the intended at start, you saw how many people found that really difficult, 150 health. You know, you then have Jug, then it's like, oh, I feel like a bit more super soldier-like, you know. The first aim of everyone's game is to get Jug first then, which is what it was before, and I know they wanted to keep that mindset away. But Zombies was always based on being weak to getting to become a super soldier. Is there any other major things that I dislike? Yeah, specialists. Again, I've talked about that. You know, starting it with it makes you overpowered. Starting with the changing of wonder weapon, not wonder weapons, the starting weapon, starting with any weapon you can works well when the weapons are weak. Look at World War II Zombies. You can start with pretty much any of them weapons and not feel overpowered. The only time you start really feeling the overpoweredness is when you pack punch them. You know, the 1911s are very viable when you pack punch them. The 9mm SAP is very viable when you pack a punch it. Do you know, that's what I kind of like. In this game, I can use the Mog without pack punch till about round 15. And then I just 5 times pack it and then I feel viable to about round 40. Do you know? Another big thing, and this really affects high round players, is that there's a cap on the health. When you reach a certain round, I don't know the certain round. I think it might be 50, I've heard, and I've also heard 35. It might be per, you know, difficulty you do, because I know 35 is definitely casual, and I don't know if that bumps up to 50 in normal. But when you get to 50, that pretty much means that all you're dealing with now is more zombies. It's the same, you know, health from there onwards. Do you know, people are really, you know, being hyped that, oh, I got to round 100. But round 100 in this game is nothing compared to round 100 in BO3, BO2, BO1, World at War. To a casual mindset, you just go, oh, round 100, he's good, him. But he's not. I can get to round 100 and I'm shit. And that's an honest opinion. I'm shit at zombies. I'm half decent, I'll say. But getting to round 100, I've got to round 100 so many times in BO4. Whereas in BO3, I think I got to round 100 twice. Because it takes longer the rounds, because the health's increased. And I just don't have the time to do that. Normally I get bored by round 70. And then I can't go to round 100 in BO3. I find it boring as hell. And that's where I feel like there's kudos to high round players who go to round 100 and have the, you know, energy to do so. Because I don't have that energy. And props to them. Whereas I feel like now, in BO4 Zombies, they've kind of been let down. Honestly, I feel like high round players have been let down in BO4. Just because of that health cap. And I also feel like the casual fan base has been let down. Because if they go to round 35... or round 50, whatever it may be, which a lot of casual players can do, then they'll notice that it's still, you know, not getting difficult. It's still not getting difficult, Still not getting difficult, and it's like I'm getting a bit bored now because I don't feel like I'm actually having a challenge, essentially. Another thing which I really feel like could be improved upon is actually on the MTX side. The Nebulium Plasma is confusing casuals. I know this because I have a few casual friends who played BO3 zombies, played BO4 zombies. They never had to ask me about Liquid Divinium and how that works because it was pretty simple. You know, you earn it through... They did ask me how did you earn it. I'll say that much. The casual players who are my friends did ask me, so how did you earn Liquid Divinium? I told them, you know, spinning the box, you know, sometimes you get it opening doors, sometimes you get it. With Nebulium Plasma, explain that it's over time and XP and things like that. It's a little confusing. And then it's not a 1-to-1 ratio, like 1 Nebulium Plasma doesn't equal 1 Gobblegum. So it's kind of, you know, deters the casual player base. So I feel like that's something that, going back to Liquid Divinium, because Liquid Divinium even made story sense, whilst Nebulium Plasma, unless they bring it up in Chaos Story, I have no idea what it is. You know, I don't care about Nebulium Plasma at all. You know, I feel like a bit more passionate about Liquid Divinium, which sounds weird for an MTX system. The weapon kit system is nice. I do dislike how, and this is a big thing, going back to the MTX, I feel like this is a good time to use MTX in this, is that in multiplayer and Blackout, you can do stuff in there which earns your stuff in zombies. So if I earn a weapon from a reserve case, which, let's be honest, is still a multiplayer and Blackout thing, you can tell me that you can earn from zombies contracts, but bitch, you aren't getting any weapons from doing zombies contracts or reserves. I'm going to say that now. Multiplayer and Blackout's the way to go, especially with that timer. You can earn your weapons, and then you can customize those weapons in zombies. Do you know, I feel like there's a lot more you can earn from playing multiplayer and Blackout than in zombies, which is quite a thing to say for the MTX system, because in World War II and IW, I can play them, earn stuff for zombies, and earn some things for multiplayer as well. Do you know, they were cross-breeding, essentially. If I did something World War II, I get 3 zombies consumables, and then 2 multiplayer items. And in multiplayer, of course, I can do camo challenges in multiplayer, which then I can use in weapons in World War II. Which is kind of the nice little mixed breeding, if you see what I mean. Then, I do feel like this is another thing as well. Rewards in this game, there's in 2019, there's a massive reward culture nowadays. And I've heard people say, oh, I didn't need rewards in Black Ops 3, I didn't need rewards in Black Ops 2 to play it, and I 100% agree. And that's because games back then didn't really have a reward culture. Yes, there were a few games, but in 2020, pretty much, or 2019 even, many more games have this reward culture, and that is something which a lot of people just don't seem to get, that people, you know, go, oh, if I do this in, I don't know, Destiny 2, I get this. And if I do this in zombies, I get nothing. You know, people, that's just puts casual player base off. I know that reward culture was a big thing, especially in World War II zombies, because my casual friends would go, oh, how did you earn this camo in zombies? You know, they'd see me and I'd go, oh, yeah, if you do this in Shadowed Throne, you'll get it. You know, you have to put the titles in. And they went and played it for that. They did the Shamrock Easter egg and all that. Just to have it in zombies, you know, just go, oh, this is a nice little cool camo to use in zombies. And they might play just for a few hours a day. Or not even that, they might play a few hours a week. But it's still something cool I got them playing. So I feel like really rewards need to be looked at heavily, especially in BO5. Because, let me put it this way, if the rumours are true that you're doing it for 2020, COD 2020, and everything's in the MTX, you are going to get shat on. Because you've only had a year to do this. If that Kotaku, I think it was Kotaku thing was right, where you've only got like a year and a half to do it, and everything's in the MTX, that kind of just makes you really not look in the good light. I'll say that now. And that's, if Activision forces that on them, then that's all Activision's got to live with. And if that's Treyarch, and I'm sorry for the devs, because you're the ones who are going to get shied at, even though it's pretty much out of your control. and that's just really saddening. I'll say that now. But yeah, I feel like there needs to be more rewards. For example, if I was in the Treyarch team, or Activision team, whatever, I could make a shit ton of suggestions for rewards because, and I'll say this now, I do have an understanding of, having something which you really want to do and it being denied. I've worked in many esports companies where I've worked on many different concepts which may not come to light. I've worked on many things which have never come to light, so I understand that dev feeling when that happens. The reward culture there, when you do an Easter egg, maybe have something that goes, hey, he did this Easter egg. Something like that. It doesn't have to be a weapon. It could be a weapon charm. I don't mind a weapon charm. Just something. Not a sticker though, because stickers aren't really something that people pay attention to in this game. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's not something people go, oh, he's got a cool sticker. Because you can make your own. Weapon charm would be good. One thing I do like to say though is that right now, Treyarch does have a lot of things which they can give as rewards. Think about all the camos, Pack-a-Punch camos even, that they have. You can only get them from Pack-a-Punching. Instead, what they could do is use those Pack-a-Punch camos and go, hey, for doing maybe this, you get this Pack-a-Punch camo. A game mode suggestion I would like to make, where that would be really nice, would be if they go, hey, this is Treyarch's weekly mutator challenge. If you get to maybe round 30 in 9, just with Blight Fibers and Heavy Zombies only, and you only have 150 health, you will get the purple Pack-a-Punch camo from 9. And then, think about all the Pack-a-Punch camos and think how many weeks that is. That's so many weeks where they can just do that. And maybe they just rotate them, from then onwards. So they just have to make maybe about 20. I don't know if that's correct, how many Pack-a-Punch camos there are. I might have overdone that. Or it might be even more. So then 20 weeks, of content is there. And then, it just goes on a cycle. That would be really cool. And it's just saddening where they've got so many awards that they can do, but they just aren't doing it. Of course, there is no super Easter egg. I'm not going to say that's something bad about BO4 Zombies, just because I feel like the devs really, really wanted to do a super Easter egg, but they just didn't have time due to BO5 happening in 2020. But I would love to see a super Easter egg. I don't know if anyone's going to ever work on BO4 Zombies again. I assume that the Gauntlet's already been made and any other content coming to Zombies is already made. But if possible, to make a suggestion for BO4 Zombies Easter egg, that golden Pack-a-Punch is really nice. Also, I want to say this now. Make it so that the super Easter egg reward can be toggled on and off. Because that helps, record size, esports and all that, to make sure everyone has a fair, balanced game. Where I can go, maybe add that golden Pack-a-Punch to every map. Maybe add, small little things. Maybe you can get the Thunder Gun in every map if you do the super Easter egg. Just something small like that would be just so nice as a super Easter egg reward. But in Black Ops 5, I would really like to see a super Easter egg reward. And I don't really want to say what I would like, because you can't really say what I'd like for a super Easter egg reward without seeing the game first. I know it might sound like I'm just ranting at a mic, which pretty much it does sound like. But I'm going to end off my video here. I just hope you like this review, feedback, honest opinion. And I'll see you all next time.